Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for today. And typically, like I've said in the past, I don't like to be a DCUO news channel just reporting on what happens on the forums. There's other channels that can do that. But from time to time, there are some features that being added to the forums or talked about that I do feel benefit a larger audience and benefit the game. So let's kind of dive into that here. As you can see in the background, MEPS yesterday posted about new Arkham Asylum forum. And what Arkham Asylum forum is basically just the bug reporting forum. In the past, that's kind of where bugs went to die because you'd post a thread and it wouldn't, it would just sit there for months and not really be addressed. Unless you responded to a dev specifically or be in PM or something like that. But now they've kind of changed it. They've added, it's the same thing. You search to see if there are bugs there. You report it, make a thread, giving as much detail as possible, which some people seem to miss on this step because they just say, this is broken, fix it. Okay. Discuss it. And then what they did was they added the like feature. So obviously this is just a like feature here. It's nothing new and fancy, but let us know which bugs are most important to you by clicking like on the thread's first post. So what this does is it helps prioritize what bugs the devs are going to fix. So if there's something that is broken and has been broken for a while, like take for example like Hard Light Shield. With Hard Light Shield overriding other shields, obviously that was a huge issue to every single tank in the game. If they would have had this feature, they could have had massive amount of likes on that post. So obviously the devs know to prioritize that fix instead of having it linger for months and months since stats revamp. They can address it there. So that's a nice feature. It's not really a feature because it's obviously there on other forums, but I think this is a step in the right direction where now we can, as a community, kind of come together and focus on which bugs they should prioritize. Because obviously if they're fixing bugs that have no likes and ignoring posts with 50, 60 likes, then obviously there's still a disconnect. So if we go to the forum here, so really it looks the same. He's added some graphics here like in progress, info needed, not a bug, I think fixed, confirmed. So what these will kind of do is say I'm not this Cyclone X. If there's an info needed one, so if I click on this post and there wasn't enough detail, so can you please tell us what server you're playing on, last time you saw this. What this presents the opportunity for is someone else can come on, like this Angel person did, and having the same issue. So they basically, everyone can kind of come together and discuss it there. So if that info needed is there, then someone should be, if have that bug as well, you should be posting on that as well. Same thing. Let's see here, in progress, so at least it's in progress. You can go to the resolve section as well. There's a whole bunch of ones. It runs into the same issue across the game where people post posts that aren't really bugs, that just kind of cluttering it up. So another website that is going right now is the DCUO community issue tracker. So this is player run, and basically just gave an opportunity to, same thing, you're posting bugs just on a website instead of the forums, and then hopefully there's some DCUO developers that would kind of browse this website and fix them. You run into the same issue just like you do in the forums where people that don't understand the game whatsoever and mechanics and how it actually works thinks things are bugs. So let's look at this beauty right here. So I would want to call this person a moron, but we'll reserve that term kind of more politically correctness to Special Snowflake. So this Special Snowflake, a DPS had a bad feeling about Stasis Field from the gadget controller. He say it would shield enemies. Yesterday we tested this in our leak call and it is true. With the debuff from Gauss Grenade, the DPS made some 1,000 damage per hit. With Stasis Field, he made only 24 damage per hit, so long the enemies are in the bubble. That's called encasements, and you can't damage through encasements unless you have powers that actually go damage people in encasements. That's why gadget controllers run Napalm Grenade, which is an encasement breaker. And that's why you don't have Hardlight controllers spam and trap, because you run into the same issue. And gadgets are stuck using it because it's our supercharger generator. So, this has been, this is a new thing. This has been for the better part of a decade. You can't damage through encasements. That's why traps always been terrible power. And that's why gadgets didn't use Stasis Field in the past either. So you got people, special snowflakes like that, who don't understand the game that, clutter up these bugs as well. So obviously it's more work for Mebs because he's got to do this, not a bug. But if he's willing to do that, then fine, to declare things. So if we look at this resolve section, we kind of go back to our local superstar Batuba dev. So the nice thing about this as well, they're actually taking a look at Legends. So Legends, Bane Supercharge is bugged, not healing, fixed. Don Troy's healing power does not work, fixed. Shazam's healing power does not work, fixed. Saint Walker Supercharge doesn't work, fixed. And even in power channeling, because being munitions, every single power is a channel basically, so you can be interrupted at any point. So I knew this was kind of hit or miss situational that's been happening, and now Batuba's got a fix for it and is working on it. So if an interrupt is an attack is launched from an enemy right before your channel ends, that enemy attack lands after the channel ends, it will knock the player down. It's an extremely narrow window, and I'm currently working on a fix for it internally, which will likely go out with the next hotfix patch. So obviously the same thing going back to my previous video, but Batuba, obviously he's taking it upon himself to fix a lot of our and address these little bugs, which has been great because we're getting a lot of things fixed. And like I said before, it's actually nice that Legends is getting addressed. I don't think anyone saw they would actually even care about Legends anymore, and that looks like they are. Or at least starting to go through it. So obviously these are straightforward bugs, like the power actually doesn't work, so it's not like this is a situation at all. But another form as well that was just added today is how to report exploits. So when a bug is an exploit and should not be reported publicly, this spreads information and encourages more exploiting. Sharing exploits is a form violation. How to report exploits. So instead, report this post and describe the exploit and steps to reproduce the issue in the report reason text box, as you would for any other bug. To report this post, just hit the text box below or click here to repost this post with your exploit. So basically, if I go to this here, report reason, this is where I would outline the exploit. So something to do with artifacts, or something to do with a power set, or something to do with a raid. So any exploit that you find that you obviously don't want to post on the forums because everyone's going to find it out, this is where you go to now to report this. Because honestly, PMing MEPs you don't really get responsive for. Just, think about how many PMs he probably gets per day on the forums, just from the hundreds of people that go to the forums every day. So that's not really realistic. You're much better off PMing like a specific dev, but even that might get missed. Just think of the LinkedIn exploit that was around for like 7-8 months. So obviously, hopefully this kind of gets addressed as well. That would certainly be nice, because some of these exploits get pretty out of hand and just kind of spread like wildfire, and then it just say for the artifact one. So if you use the artifact glitch and had a bunch of artifacts, it was taken away months later, but think of if you're a player trying to play legit, or you're a player that missed that, or you're a player that you feel bad because you want to play things legit and you want to be ethical, where all these other players that aren't ethical now get to take advantage of all this stuff. So it's one of those things where it's nice to have a direct form of contact for exploits to be able to report them for all players, not just players like on the community roundtable or anyone that has like a dev PM. Now it's more widespread. So we'll see how that works out. But that's it, guys. I just want to kind of share that with you, and kind of stay tuned for the next video. So things like this, it's nice that they're taking a step in the right direction, and we'll see how this all pans out. Take care. Thanks for watching.